The holidays and festivities are coming. There's two groups of people during the holiday season. Like one that will feel they will need to be restrictive or they will feel guilty, and then there's the other that will just like
Don't care lah.
don't care, let it all go.
Instead of just letting the holidays come by and letting the meals come by, you sit down and you think about what you need to do. We're very powerful when we emotionally brace for something.
Remember what it's about, it's not just about food. And
The main message is basically to think how you can leverage on the holidays to come out stronger.
welcome to the Move Well, Live More podcast, where we discuss topics from exercise and nutrition to health and lifestyle tips for your overall quality of life. Hi, my name is Rachel,
And my name is Matthew.
and welcome to another episode of the
Move Well, Live More podcast.
Yeah, we got that in sync. We've been practicing it. So, Matt, by the time this podcast releases, it's almost the end of the year.
Yeah.
Wow, the 2023 just went by so quickly. As we come close to the end of the year, maybe let's do a bit of like a conversation. I want to know, what are you most proud of as you think back about your 2023?
Wow, what am I most proud of? It's not just one thing, I think it's a few things lah. One being obviously being on the podcast. Yeah, and then another thing is just being able to just join this company Move in February, and it's already approaching the end of the year. So wow,
Yeah.
it's been fast. So I count that as another accomplishment, and then obviously being able to help so many people already in this short period of time. So yeah, there's nothing big in particular, but it's just these things that add up. And yeah, I'm more than happy to celebrate all this when it comes to the end of the year.
Wow,
Right.
that's a lot of big things.
What about yourself? Recently you had a big occasion, right?
Oh, well, you have to break that up. Okay, yeah. What Matthew is referring to is that I just got married,
Woo!
in August, and so that's one huge life milestone for me. And what else I want to celebrate? I guess same like you. Kickstarting this podcast and hearing, some of the feedback from our listeners and how it's helping them and how we continually want to be better. I think, we're on a track of impacting and helping more people improve their lifestyle. So that's definitely something to celebrate.
Yeah.
So speaking of end of the year and celebrations, the holidays and festivities are coming. So as a true Malaysian, there will be a lot of feasting involved, a lot of makan-makan. So that's going to lead us to the topic that we have today. I'm going to have a conversation with our expert nutrition, our in-house nutritionist Matthew, exploring the topic of feasting during the festivities, and we're going to talk about some nutrition hacks for the holiday season. Exciting. All right.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a topic that is worth talking about?
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of topics revolve around like just normal, like daily what to do here and there, but not really about these festivals. And in Malaysia we got so many, so I feel like we really should talk about these kind of things more.
So, I mean, even though we are in the context of year end and what festivities are coming up, Christmas,
yeah.
New Year's
Yeah.
Eve, and then
Chinese
all.
New Year, and then the whole cycle starts again.
Yeah. But I guess whatever we discussed today also can apply for other festivities. Doesn't have to just be the year-end ones lah. So today, what we will unpack is that, number one, what are the nutrition mistakes commonly made during the holiday season? Two, is it possible to embrace the festive season without misery or feeling a lot of guilt or like the effort is wasted? Number three is how to be prepared if you are on certain health and fitness goals during the season. And fourth is our favorite nutrition hacks and strategies for the season that we use on ourselves or even with our clients. Yeah. All right. Before we begin, if you'd like to hear more about movement, health, and lifestyle, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss an episode. Okay, now we start.
Okay.
So, holiday season, there are things to look forward to.
Yeah.
What are things you are looking forward to?
I mean, for me, because we're in KL now, so I'm from Kuching actually. So most excited is just to go back home to see my family and then spend time, and of course like the Christmas meals and family gatherings, meeting up with old friends over meals and everything. Yeah.
Christmas meals, what is your favorite food?
Christmas meals ah. Actually, right, during Christmas, I don't fancy anything in particular.
What?
It's just the sight of it. It's just like, looking at the turkey, maybe sometimes there's beef, there's ham, the lasagna. It's like, whoa, nice to look at. But in all honesty, don't really enjoy lah. Yeah. But it's just like a signal, like, this is Christmas, and then with the Michael Bublé playlist, then you feel the vibes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for you, it's more of like the feels lah, the holiday feels. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yourself?
Myself, I look forward to my auntie's, like her signature lamb that she makes for all of us. I only get to eat that once a year. I've never found anywhere else that serves better lamb than the one she makes. Mince pie. What else? Turkey.
Mince pie, turkey. Well, so your family very Western, like.
No,
cook all this.
It's not that. Usually we eat Chinese cuisine, but it's only during this season that all the Western menu come out. So it's like, I don't know why we only reserve it for end of the year, for Christmas, but yeah, that's when all these things come out at one go.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely something I look forward to. But other than looking forward to these amazing things that happen during Christmas or end of the year, I'm guessing there are things that people also dread. Right, during this time, and especially those who are on their health and fitness journey. As a coach or nutritionist, do you know of any clients who dread certain things during this time?
Yeah, it's just the thing they dread most, obviously, is not being able to continue their fitness goals. You get some clients who are just waiting to start taking their diet to the next level, and then when the Christmas comes, they're just like, maybe after Christmas lah.
Yeah.
Like they just be like,
the momentum breaks, right?
Yeah, the season haven't even come and they already feel defeated, like, confirm cannot lah, just might as well not even try. Yeah. I think that's the main issue I have. I mean, for yourself, do you have clients that deal with any like these dreadful things during a holiday season?
As of the last few years, for me, I've come to a place where it doesn't quite affect me in a negative way anymore. I find that my mindset has changed when it comes to approaching the holiday seasons or the feasting seasons, right? I enter it more prepared, ready to embrace it. We will talk about it later in our strategies, how we get to that state.
Yeah.
Like you said, clients who would say to me, "Ayo, like everything,
Christmas.
Gone during this season. I'm gonna gain all my weight back. Or I'm gonna feel very guilty. So, like, how do I portion control? How do I avoid all the temptations? Ayo."
Yeah, and then also like the social pressure lah, right? Like your family members, why you eat so little? Why you eating like a mouse? That kind of thing.
I remember one client actually said to me, I said, "No, you have control over your own willpower." And he's like, "You try to meet my grandma first."
Yeah, very common.
Asian, right? Our love language, right? We will serve food. Okay, so as a nutritionist, right, I want to ask you, perhaps you've had enough conversations with various clients. Name some nutrition mistakes, people often make during this season that you observe.
I think the biggest one, because at the end of the day, it's a mindset thing, right? If you have the right mindset approaching everything, it'll be a lot better. And just like we mentioned before, I feel the biggest one is the going in with a defeated mindset. Like just knowing already, like, okay, Christmas, Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, definitely cannot already. Yeah.
Because mindset will determine the narrative in your head and the actions that you would choose to take, right? Other than mindset, what other mistakes we can name?
Yeah, I think another one is just having incomplete meals. Like, how holiday you become a bit more lazy. At least for me, I go back to my parents' house and everything is a bit more chill. Then you tend to wake up late or just get a bit lazy. Then sometimes you skip breakfast, or sometimes you eat breakfast, then you just skip lunch. You will just have this residual hunger, and then instead of feeling full from your meals, you feel full from the snacks you eat throughout the day.
Right.
Yeah. So, and of course, usually in most cases, snacks, they are more calorie dense compared to your main meals. So that's a big mistake a lot of people make. Not eating their complete meals, resulting in over snacking lah.
But what I hear from that is also like, because we allow our meal timing to switch so drastically, right? Therefore, we let loose lah in the way we usually would eat. Alright, our main meals and everything. Alright, other than that, so first is mindset, second is incomplete meals. What else?
And yeah, the last one is I think this one is like very, I don't want to be repeating this over and over again. It's just under eating protein. Yeah, because protein is the macronutrient compared to carbs and fat that's the most filling, and it also burns the most calories. Like to digest protein, you have to burn more calories as compared to carbs, as compared to fat, and yet like for some reason they're under-eaten during the holidays.
No,
right?
got reason one, not some reason. What do you think the reason is that people under-eat protein? Somehow the protein intake drops during this time.
I mean, I don't know for you, but at least for me, what I'm seeing is that usually when you look at holiday, when you look at the table, when you look at the snack table, everything is mostly like carbs, right? So when you fill your plate, you usually go for all those things first. Then you're full already. Then you no more space for the protein. Yeah.
Right. Okay. More carb options than protein, and like a lot of things that you just want to savor and try, right? That you don't usually get to eat. So we know that entering with a defeated mindset, under eating protein, incomplete meals. What about dehydration?
I think low-key a lot of people are dehydrated actually. They just don't realize. Yeah.
Is it particularly heightened or more during this season?
I feel so. I mean, at least for myself and the people I spend time around during the holidays, right? Like, you don't really see people carrying around water. Yeah. And I mean, at least for me, right, I also feel, hey, actually during the holidays, right, I'm mostly like chilling. I don't really drink water. And not even the holidays, I feel even the weekends, I don't even drink enough water during the weekends, in all honesty lah. Because usually you're either just chilling the whole day or it's very full, a lot of activities here and there, right? So in that sense, when you are dehydrated, you might confuse the hunger for being thirsty.
Right, so the cues get mixed up lah.
Yeah, so you're actually thirsty, but you're not so sure, so you think you're hungry.
Right. What I'm noticing is that with a lack of structure to our routine, right? Like when there's this like it's a break or it's a like go easy kind of week or day, then even our habits, our eating behaviors become like loose and easy.
Too easy already.
All right. So I guess that is like giving us some idea what are possible solutions already, but we'll go to that. In fact, I want to first ask, is it possible, Matt, to embrace the festive season without misery, especially for those who are on a fitness journey, all of you wanting to maintain your body composition, wanting to maintain your discipline? Some people will feel like, during this time with temptation being all over, it's going to be miserable for them. But is it possible to not feel that way?
Yeah, definitely. I think 100% it's definitely possible to go, I mean, at least for people who have fitness goals, who are like trying to most commonly lose fat, it is possible to get through that season without feeling guilt.
Yep.
And the way to do it is just to like sit down, like just before the holidays, sit down, chill. And instead of just letting the holidays come by and letting the meals come by, you sit down and you think realistically, is it possible for me to continue whatever I've been doing? Right? Is it possible for me to continue losing weight? Then you think about what you need to do. Right? So things like maybe even pre-framing your family, or purposely like if people are going out, maybe I'm just gonna stay at home, chill a bit more in my room or whatever, and then like just learning to say no to things or distancing yourself away from the snack table. So like just pre-frame yourself, okay, these are the things I got to do, and do I want to do it during the holiday? Right?
So you emotionally brace yourself for it.
And then there you go, like if you feel like you can do it, then you're already emotionally braced, you already know that okay, these are the things I need to do, just execute. But on the other end, if you feel like you cannot, then at least you know, okay, I'm going to expect certain things. I'm going to expect to maybe at best maintain my weight or gain some weight. Right?
Or take the opportunity to gain some
Muscle. Yeah. So I think we're very powerful when we emotionally brace for something, right? Like, I mean, even let's say you didn't manage to gain mass for some reason, and let's say you gain fat over the holidays, but I feel if you prepare yourself for it, then you won't be too guilty about it. Then after the holidays, you can jump right back in. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, sit down, reflect, manage your expectations. What kind of outcomes you expect from the season, and then execute, like he said.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I think there's two groups of people during the holiday season. In this context lah. Like one that will feel they will need to be restrictive, or they will feel guilty, and then there's the other that will just like
don't care lah.
Yeah, don't care, let it all go. But it doesn't have to be this kind of like extremes. For a lot of our listeners here, most of them want to improve their quality of life. Most of them are on a certain goal.
Yeah.
Or there are even some that might be on an urgent timeline to achieve their goal. And somehow the season is like
it just overlaps lah.
Yeah, overlaps.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do today is like, discuss the strategies, right? For those of you who are going to want to just manage the season a little bit better, right? Okay, so I like how you mentioned pre-frame your family. Family is very important because you will be surrounded by them in higher frequency during this season, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are some insights we can on this strategy?
Right. So honestly, I think this is the hardest one. But I do know like people who have done it. I mean, you don't have to pre-frame your whole family. Like you don't have to like go in your group chat and be like, just to make you all know, I'm I'm trying to control my diet. I'm with a coach, or I'm trying to lose this weight by certain times. So all of you don't tell me, okay? Yeah.
But why do you say we should pre-frame our family?
So that they know where you are coming from. You know, when you go to a meal and then someone offers you food, and then when you reject, it's not a nice feeling, like sometimes for myself, I don't want to reject things, so sometimes I'll just eat anyway.
A bit of like people pleasing kind of for those. Okay.
So I mean, the thing here is like not to pre-frame everyone, but at least pre-frame your closer family, like
so
your
they can
immediate
support
family.
your goals.
So it's just like at least your dad, your siblings, your mom, because I feel during the holidays you're gonna be around them most anyway. So at least within this like circle, and I'm sure there'll be more understanding as well compared to maybe others. So then they know already lah. Or when it comes to dinner, when it comes to whatever, they don't like just go out of nowhere just offer you. Or I mean, it's whatever you want lah. Maybe you think about what are the things that really annoy me when I'm like, let's say on this journey when I'm dieting. Then you go tell them. You list it down and you tell them.
I mean, nicely lah, respectfully.
Yeah.
Actually, this is very, very practical. I have given this advice to certain clients who especially have an urgent timeline and this season seems to overlap. Their biggest concern is rejecting their family members who are generous and, will thoughtfully go and buy a lot of snacks for them, or buy the foods that they like that is hard for them to resist. Or go and put on extra rice on their plate without them knowing. Yeah, it is helpful when you share with especially these key persons that love you and want the best for you, to let them know what's your intention of being on this journey, of being a bit more disciplined, and tell them that it is a temporary. It won't be like this every single Chinese New Year, every single Christmas. But just for this season, I am on a process of transformation. And I really need you guys to support me in this way by just letting me be and not putting too much of my favorite foods in front of me, or putting in small portions so I don't end up binging them. And some clients find this very, very helpful. It does make a difference, and they don't feel that awkwardness already of like rejecting or guilt.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be like pre-framing them so they don't like offer you food. It can be just even pre-framing them that like, I'm on this fitness journey and like this is what I prefer to eat during that time. Because I mean, like, let's say end of year holidays, you go back for 1 week. Not every meal is like a a big occasion, right? So maybe take for example for myself, like my family will already know the drill lah. This guy wants to eat a lot of protein, and then like previously I was on certain diets, and I would just tell them lah. So every time like when I come back to my hometown, the first thing my dad will always bring me go eat at a place where there's a lot of protein. So it also invites your family members to do things
Together with you,
or being more thoughtful lah. Like, you know, when you come back home or when it's a family occasion, what can I do to, you know, make you more happy, kind of thing. Yeah.
But two ways also lah. I see the other end that like you have to, again, like what he said, sit down, brace yourself for, there will be some compromises you will make, because especially if it's a family ritual that you guys will always eat this certain wonton mee stall. The moment you touch down or whatever in Sarawak, I don't know, I'm just simply putting things together. Yeah, just have that one plate, and you cannot tell them like every single family tradition we are going to break just because I'm on a diet lah. Just reframe them more like this is your current season, and there will just be some boundaries that you will draw, and you hope that they give you your support, and they can still do what they want to do.
Better than like, let's say you never tell them, and then you suddenly like, get annoyed.
You lash out at them.
That's the worst case scenario lah.
Okay. That is one of the things you can do to enter this season more prepared. What else? Okay, for me, what I can think of is that entering this season more prepared, like just now we said, ask yourself, what are you expecting out of this season? If you say you don't mind being on a surplus, don't mind gaining a little bit more weight, then what about how to make sure that you don't gain too much?
Don't gain too much weight.
Like, some people complain that, okay, fine, I don't want to be too emotional during this season. I don't want to be too restrictive. I'm just going to embrace it.
Yeah. Okay.
And they think they are emotionally prepared. Got one. And then after that, they finish the season and they're like, I think I let myself go too much. They're not to say super guilty, but they're like, I could have damage control a little bit more.
Right.
So I think check and balance lah. What I feel like for people who are like this, you can make sure that, okay, as much as you expect to eat and fully enjoy the festive foods, what you can do is to make sure you do not completely stop your activity or your training even. For you, when you go back to Sarawak, do you completely stop your training sessions?
I think for me, very special lah. Every time I go back, I actually become more active. Yeah, like I will go visit like local gyms. Like my friend owns a gym, so I want to go visit, support a bit. And then friends go play futsal, and then join my old running gang. So I think for myself, it's a bit different.
It sounds like a lot of the people you know are very active.
Yeah. So I generally mix around pretty active people. So in my case, when I go back, it's actually the activity goes up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You are fortunate in that way. All right.
Yeah. But what about yourself when it's like say Christmas, Chinese New Year? What do you completely stop your gym routine, or do you find other ways to stay active?
I would say let's say Chinese New Year is the only time I go back hometown. I would be guilty of reducing my training activity just because not familiar. Like when I go back hometown, I don't have the friends that are active or gyms that I'm familiar with. But yes, I have to very intentionally like make a point to go and Google and find a gym that I might want to go and visit and try out. Or else what I have to do is find nature or other like things that I can do, like go out with my husband or
go hiking,
my cousin. Nature, like hiking, take a walk at the park that we like by the seaside, just to get in that some NEAT or some
some steps lah, increase your
steps and movement. So those things are key lah, that during the holiday season you don't want to neglect if you're not going to train. But I would say when I'm in KL for Christmas, I have to tell myself that nothing much changes actually. It is so easy for us to think, okay, December is as though like suddenly we enter a different world.
Okay.
But you're actually in the same place.
Yeah.
All that happen is that maybe you get more holiday breaks from work, but that does not mean your lifestyle need to completely shift.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I do not have a party to attend, I do not have a family gathering to attend, and this is my usual training time, just do it as per usual.
Yeah, in fact, my mindset during the holiday is actually I'm less busy, right? So actually there's more opportunity to train, right? Like for example, if you work, right? If you wake up late, then there's the morning's gone. And then you leave work late and then the evening's gone and then that's your day already. But in the holiday, I think there's more flexibility, right? You wake up late, you still have an opportunity, late morning, afternoon,
Just plan ahead lah, right? Just remember the key thing is that your training doesn't need to stop completely. Do not completely lose focus on it, especially if you say you are in an urgent timeline or you need to maintain a certain discipline. Not all is lost. You can still maintain your routine, right? But let's say you really do want a break during this season from everything. How?
Like we mentioned about the emotional bracing, right? Like setting the expectations. So on one end, there's an urgent timeline and I need to control myself during this period. But for the other group of people, they're like, okay, I really need a break from work, from this season of life. I just want to de-stress. So that goes into the either maintain or gain some weight group. At best maintain. In my opinion, I feel why not take this opportunity to make the most of what you're going to do. So I think there's two things that you can take this opportunity of, is that in this time of so to say calorie surplus, take this time to gain some muscle, especially for a lot of like working adults or people in general. How many people actually plan in a year to bulk or surplus, right? Not really.
Leverage on the season to bulk.
Yeah, you're always thinking the whole year of like, okay, now this time do it right. This time I'm gonna cut. This time I'm gonna cut. This time I'm gonna diet. But you're never thinking like, this time is the time where I'm gonna gain muscle.
Okay, for those who don't understand how muscle gain works and why food comes into play, maybe just a quick clarification.
Yeah, I keep it very simple for muscle gain to happen. One is that you continue training, strength training ideally. And then number two is that you get enough protein. And usually for maybe someone who's not so advanced lifter, these two are enough to gain muscle already. But if you include one more thing, you can gain like maximal lah. Yeah, which is calorie surplus. So if you fulfill these three things, then you'll be able to gain muscle at the most optimal rate. So that's why not take the festival season as a time to gain muscle, because when you gain muscle, your metabolism increases, right? Because more muscle means just more calories burned just by doing your normal activity. And then you come out of the holiday, you have a higher quota, so to say, to attack again for your fat loss journey.
And definitely your body composition will be even more different. You increase your baseline of muscle mass already, right? And you cut and a little bit more shape and tone. So I guess like shift your mindset to leverage on the season. You know the conditions will put you in make it easier for you to eat more. Then just leverage on it, for your goals.
And I think one more thing as well, aside from that you can do if you feel like this is not a time to really like control, be so strict, is that maybe challenge yourself with certain things, that like certain healthy habits that you maybe not very solid during your the season before the holiday. For example, stuff like eating enough protein, drinking enough water, just the basic stuff like eat until you are full but not overeat. So, all these little things take it as a challenge. Like, imagine if this period of time I can do this when there's so much temptation, distraction, and your mind is like turned off. When you go back to your normal routine, it means it's going to be a lot easier to do it.
Increase your self-control capacity.
But not like everything. Maybe you can just pick one or two aspects.
So to take it up another notch, like for those really want to challenge your discipline during this time, or not challenge, strengthen your discipline during this time, I've got other interesting hacks you can do, especially if you are really you want to still try hard to have weight loss during this season. It's not impossible. I've given these tricks to some of my clients during Chinese New Year. So Chinese New Year, right? One thing that we all do is we will buy nice clothes, right? For Chinese New Year, you want to look nice in front of all your family members that you're gonna have reunion with. So that's the time that you want to look your best. You work hard to get to your goals. You have got your body. So I would say the trick is for girls, wear more slim fit clothes, like high waist pants that are tighter at the waist, that brings out your flattering curves and shapes. Now, it's not about show off. I mean, you look good, you feel good, you're going to take a lot of photos. Yeah. You'll be more self-conscious. There's a psychology behind that, right? You'll be more self-conscious, and therefore you will be more careful and mindful when you eat, because you don't want to feel bloated, and you don't want to feel uncomfortable, so too tight. But another thing is, these more fitting clothes, they will act like a signal for you. So some of us struggle with knowing our fullness cues, right? Especially when you wear loose clothes, your mind also become loose chill, right? Just eat, you don't know when you are full. But I don't know about you, but when I wear high waist, tighter jeans, my jeans will tell me my button will tell me already when I'm full, right?
Time to stop already.
And I guess it applies to guys.
Yeah,
so
actually,
right?
now that you mention it, right? Now I realize, actually it works, because a lot of times I wear belt, more fitting jeans or anything. I mean, my legs are very big in general, so without the belt, really very tight.
Low key showing off.
Then you wear the belt again, right? Then sometimes when you eating already or you drink a lot, then you realize, oh shit, I need to
unbutton.
Unbutton. So now thinking about it, I feel every time that happens, right, I remove myself from the dinner table and I make my way to the sofa, chill a bit. But like it never clicked with me that now that you mention it, I'm like, oh, okay, it actually is a thing, yeah.
Yes, I mean, the two reasons. You really look good. It works because you get to feel proud of the body composition that you've worked for, and you get to show it. And another thing is, it helps you also be more mindful. So that is one practical way.
Yeah. Very practical.
I got another one. So you know that usually during all these festive seasons, I think whether Christmas, Chinese New Year, Deepawali, Hari Raya, there will be snacks at the coffee table, right? Where the communal area where everyone will sit together. So then some who have a sweet tooth or who like cookies and everything will struggle with snacking. So for this issue, what you can do is either two things. Number one, use this time, shift your focus not on nutrition so much, okay? More on how can I be more of a servant heart, have more hospitality. So you focus more on serving people. Going around. Instead of sitting there aiming and considering which one you want to eat first. Because I would do that if I sit down and then I wait for people to serve me, or I start, I like the chocolate chip first, I'm going to take that, I'm going to take this, and then muruku, whatever. Then I will feel like I'm fighting my temptation and whatever, right? But when I shift my focus, no, I don't feed myself. I feed others.
I mean, very, very good tip. I think I will take that tip. But is it like sabotaging others?
Now you say it is kind of you help yourself, but you are hurting other people. So if you don't want to do that, okay, what else you can do is sit further away from the snack table. So if there's a lot of family members, let them all sit nearer there. It's again sabotaging.
Never mind lah. I mean,
but you control yourself lah. Okay. So I would say just shift the focus on not so much on where you sit, or more use that time to focus on, okay, who I want to have a more quality conversation with. Maybe I usually come and I just sit down and eat. But this time, I'm not going to sit down and eat. This time, I want to intentionally bond with one of my cousins, have a conversation. When you are more focused on a conversation, you'll be less focused on snacking.
Right?
So actually these small things, mental shift, like really can help reduce that binge eating, especially when it comes to the snack table.
Right, yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, the holidays are a season to celebrate, to be happy. And not necessarily the happiness come from food only lah. It can be like your conversations, your connections with your old friends, old family.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, we overemphasize on the food part. Let's not forget, right? This is the season to strengthen bonds, to reconnect with your family members that you don't see often. Yeah.
I mean, personally for me, right, I struggle with snacks, with dessert. I have a sweet tooth. So, yeah, I'm that kind of guy who can really, really eat a lot of snacks on. I find that one of the things I've picked up over the time is just to know, actually, what do I like? Like when you go for the dinner table, the buffet. Because I love hotel buffets a lot. And I always tend to like take everything, and then at the end of the hotel buffet, I feel so damn full. I didn't even enjoy the meal anymore. Yeah. So that has happened a lot in the past. So the how I approach it differently now is, before I just think about the buffet, think about the food that's there or the table, I analyze first. I'm like, I know there are certain snacks, there are certain things on the table I like, so I will eat them lah. I go eat them first.
So more selective.
Yeah. Because like I think what happens usually is like, or you don't really know what you like, and then you go to the table, you take, and then you eat all this thing, only then you find the thing you like.
Right.
So you're so full already, and then you're like, oh, actually I really like this snack or this dessert or this plate, and then you force yourself to eat it more, and you actually like didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I giggle a bit because like this strategy you're talking about gives me a picture of like, like speed dating. I've never been on one, but I've heard friends describe to me how speed dating could be like. It's like you enter this speed dating space and there's so many prospects of potential partners, right? But you only have 30 minutes to find your match, right? And maybe within that 30 minutes, you only get to impress or talk to maybe one or two persons, a girl or guy, right? So you have to mentally like, okay, I need to be selective. I need to scan the room and, look at their vibe, look at their appearance, and don't try to go and impress and talk to everyone. It wouldn't be wise that way, right? But if you scan and you be more selective, maybe you get a better outcome. So I don't know. I giggle because like when you talk about being more selective with the treats, right? Everything also you want, like, no, you need to think of it like, okay, I have the power to be more selective, and I have a quota. I know, how much will make me feel good and will make me. Over that, I will feel like
Okay. I see how it relates, but very, very interesting. Suddenly, speed dating come into your mind. Okay.
No, sometimes you give all these creative visualizations. It helps you like makes sense. Like and then you remember when you enter that moment of challenge. I want to talk about the prioritizing protein part. This is, I think, one of the very common tip that I even Googled yesterday. I found even, is it the star, like how to eat healthy during the holidays. The first thing will always be prioritize protein. But I feel like some people won't understand the reason behind it. So maybe you can explain.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said before, it's all the same things that's been repeated over and over again. Protein is the thing that makes you the most full. It's the nutrient that makes you the most full, and it's the nutrient that burns the most calories, and it's the nutrient that helps you at the highest level to maintain your muscle, to even grow muscle. Basically these three. But I think one of the reasons why people, they know this but they never go do it is because they never like see the results of it. Right? That's why you see all these like fitness guys, all these like coaches, everything. The first thing we always do is like make sure the protein is right. Because once we enter that journey ourselves, we really prioritize protein, and then we suddenly be like, wow, actually of all the things that I change, like eating more veg chewing slowly, all these things, the protein really works.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So my advice is just like, why don't you go try 1-2 months, just try to eat enough protein. According to, maybe you can just start with having each meal at least 1 pound of protein. See how that changes. Yeah.
So when we talk about these, right, actually these are nutrition habits that don't talk about holiday season, even outside of holiday season, is one of the key things or habits to do if you are entering, you're someone whether seeking to improve your body composition or whether seeking to improve your health. We would give this advice, right, in terms of nutrition habits. Yeah. It's not only prioritizing protein. It is also in your plate. Another thing is like having more veggies. Okay, let's say plating wise, like carbs in moderate portion. And then also another thing is, drinking enough water right after. Why I bring all this up is because like I'm trying to lead towards when you're in the holiday season, all these things doesn't just disappear. You can keep these same guidelines when you approach the main table for main courses, right? So like let's say I picture the Christmas spread. My first plate, right? First round, first plate. I will go for all the meats like turkey,
right.
lamb.
I mean, the main dishes, right? Actually for Christmas.
And the superstars, right? Just go for that, like turkey, your lamb, your roast chicken, and supplement a lot of like my salad, but at the side, or roast veggies. Then only the third thing I will take would be more of like the mashed potato, baked potato, the pasta a bit, right? Wow, after that plate, and then drinking maybe, enough water. By then, right, you rest a bit before your second round. I am guilty not stopping at round 1 but this strategy will help me set myself up to have a more controlled round 2.
Right.
Because you're already satiated by the protein, which it helps your fitness goals, your veggies, your moderate carbs, and you're a little bit more full, and you know that you only have, I have little bit room for dessert, for treats, for fruits. So then I'll be more selective already. But if I started with desserts, boom, like all the desserts, I take. Right. Then later only I want to eat protein, I will not enough space, then I will end up the equation terbalik already. Right. Then I will eat much less protein, much less veggie. So that's one thing I catch, some people doing a common mistake.
Yeah, I think to visualize that strategy is like, when you go Chinese weddings, maybe besides the appetizer they always serve the meat first, then the veggie, and then only at the end suddenly come out one random like fried rice or noodle. Then like, then only the dessert. Don't realize. I mean,
I mean, it clicks. It clicks now.
I mean, the most recent wedding, yours.
When you're the bride and the groom, you don't really get to eat, right? Busy entertaining people.
True. Yeah. So I mean, anyways, that's something I realized. I think this year I've been to quite a few, at least like 5-6 Chinese weddings, and I realized, wow, actually, right,
because they want you to be able to eat all the dishes they put out, right?
Yeah,
so it's strategic.
Yeah, all the dishes first, like the protein, the veg, confirm finish one. Everyone's so hungry, and then suddenly when it comes to the rice, even the dessert, like usually won't finish because
it will just be like one serving only lah.
Yeah. Only for the maybe bigger eaters, like they go eat lah. But in general, people will, or when it comes to the last 2 dishes, it's like quite full already. Done.
But I mean, we sidetrack a lot. But like what we were trying to say is that whatever principles or new behaviors you've learned in your fitness journey, you've been applying day to day, and it's been helping you, don't feel that it all goes away or it goes down the drain during this season. No, it doesn't. It can stay with you. It can be applied in your strategy even though the table looks different.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else we've missed out?
I think there's quite a lot we've gone through lah. Don't want to overload the information. Like keep it nice and simple. Yeah. But I mean, do you think that there's anything else you feel at the back of your head we could add on?
No, I think we pretty much covered a lot of it. But another small one you can do. Let's say if you want to portion control, especially in like a buffet type setting or like a big spread where you have to choose and you worry you will overdo it,
right,
then I would recommend taking a smaller plate.
Okay,
or,
yeah.
There's the big plate and then there's the smaller plate.
Yeah.
And then there's like big bowl or whatever. Yeah, so some people find it helpful to just like replace the big plate with a smaller one the
Right.
snack plate or the bowl. It keeps them, it's a visual guide to know when, okay, I have a quota and I will be more selective and I'll be more intentional about my portion and selection of food.
That's a good one, and also quite inconvenient, right? Especially when you're a big house, sometimes not everyone has space to sit on the table.
Yeah.
Then you have a small meal,
Yeah.
small plate, you also don't want to overload it and it spill everywhere.
Okay, those are some of the strategies that we hope could really help you during the season. And I just would like to bring back again the point that, like, what Matthew said, like, emotionally brace and just go into the season more prepared. Ask yourself, what am I expecting out of it? There might be a possibility to turn, the season into a season to gain something, whether it is to gain muscle mass or to gain more self-control. What else? To
Yeah, I think that
gain weight.
gain weight and gain muscle at the same time. Yeah.
And ultimately, go into the season knowing that you do not have to be miserable. Shift the focus, mindset-wise also. Remember what it's about. It's not just about food. It's about the people you're around.
Yeah.
And your lifestyle or whatever habits you've had. See how you can still incorporate it even though the season shift a little bit, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's about it. I think that was quite a good topic. I really, really love the holidays.
Okay, what
Yeah.
is one thing you're going to implement? Since we are entering December.
Yeah. Okay, maybe the one thing I'm going to implement is like the thing you said, right?
Dress to impress.
Yes, dress to impress. Yeah, I think.
Hey, serious, try it, guys.
Yeah, I think this year has been a good year for me. I think not just career-wise, but also
Body composition
yes,
wise.
body composition-wise. So
goals.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna give some of my clients their advice as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
another thing, when you wear more fitting, flattering clothes, right, you notice your posture also like more confident, and you will sit more upright, and you will just be in the mood to be more fashionable.
Yeah, and then
more
especially
confident.
those people who are like, maybe this is your first year getting into fitness, and then obviously you see yourself in the mirror every day, or if you're working with a coach, your coach also see you every week.
Yeah.
Can't really see the difference, like
Yeah.
very drastic day 1 to day.
This is time to just show everyone your hard work and celebrate it. And when people affirm you, it makes you more motivated when you
to
come out of the
continue.
season. Yeah, you keep going
so
after that.
I think the main message is basically to think how you can leverage on the holidays to come out stronger. Whether if it's like, if you're controlling, come out stronger as in more fat loss, or in other ways, more muscle, better self-control, more confidence, more affirmations to get back to it even stronger after the holidays.
Correct. Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, I think you wrapped it up really,
Okay.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, guys. Like, we hope this empowers you during the holiday season as you celebrate with your loved ones to continue to move well, to live more, and feel well. And if you enjoyed this episode, please help us share it on your socials. Yeah. And especially if you know someone who would need to hear this. And if you've got a question or a topic you'd like us to cover, once again, slide into our DMs at Move Private Fitness on Instagram, and we hope you join us next time. So meanwhile, keep moving well, feeling well, and living more. Bye.
Bye.